Hello and good morning, everybody. We are in the middle of winter and we are thinking baseball. We are looking at another series for you. It's Series 142 on tap. Best of seven from the best game that can simulate what we're looking to do out of Park Baseball 20. And we got two more teams for you looking to entertain and continue the excitement that we saw in the very recent series, really all of them. I can't think of any real duds we've had with these matchups. Both teams really seem to play well whenever we match them up against each other, and we got two more for you here this time. As you can see, we're going to start with the 1970 Houston Astros, a team that just recently moved into the Astrodome and was led by Harry Walker. They finished 4 games under 500. They were stuck in the middle of the pack there with the National League West at the time. But looking at the Astros themselves, you might notice right away Joe Morgan, and in pretty much his prime, 26 years old, was able to steal 42 bases and score 102 runs. Morgan, before his heyday with the Reds, was a good player for the Astros. He hit 268, but got on base at a 383 clip. He walked over 100 times. So Morgan, very, very good. You might recognize Doug Rader there at third base. He hit 25 long ones with 87 ribbies. He also scored 90 runs, a good season for Rader. Jim Wynn, always a good player, 27 long ones, 282. He walked 106 times with a great on base at 394. You can see here Jesus Alou, part of that famed family, 306 hitter in 117 games for him. Very good player. Dennis Menke's here. He hit 304 in 154 games at short. Tommy Davis at 282. He only played part of the time because you had Cesar Cedeno also playing at only 19 years old. Cedeno, one of the unheralded stars of his time, hit 310, 17 steals, again, only at 19 years old. Joe Pettibone is on that bench. We have Johnny Edwards catching, Bob Watson playing partially at first. So not bad. Pretty good list of players there that keep the Astros going here in the dome on the turf, which means also a lot of speed and a lot of extra bases to be taken. Kind of a big change for the game when it went indoor to the Astrodome in the late 60s. Teams really weren't used to playing that style of baseball, and it was the old poly turf, if you remember it. So different type of game than a lot of the teams were used to, and the Astros also had to adjust. Pitching wise, there you see Larry Dierker. He was the leader of the staff. He hit 269 innings pitched for the year. He was 16 and 12, a 387. He completed 17 of his ball games. And from there, you drop off a little bit. You have some interesting arms: Jack Billingham, Don Wilson, and Denny LeMaster, all getting their chance. ERAs a little bit high, especially for the era. Fred Gladding maybe was a closer, but you had a few guys in there, Jim Ray and Ron Cook. But as you can see, really the pitching was a little bit of a issue for the Astros, and maybe why they weren't on the winning side of their record. But Larry Dierker's still a good pitcher, and some pitchers are definitely going to battle you on this team. So the Astros, an interesting club. I think maybe they're a little bit better than the record shows, but that'll be proven on the field of play as we continue on and introduce their opponents, which come 40 years later. It is the 2010 San Diego Padres, and actually a very good team. The Padres won 90 games in 2010. They were second in the NL West. And breaking down their team, you can see here we have Adrian Gonzalez, who was the leader and force in the lineup at 101 RBIs, 31 home runs. He struck out quite a bit, but the power force in that lineup for sure. That's not the Tony Gwynn you remember in center field. It's actually his nephew, Tony Gwynn. That's why you see the 204 average, but still any Gwynn on the Padres is worth noting. Miguel Tejada, at 36 years old on this team, obviously past his prime. You have David Eckstein, very good player. He was on base quite a bit. He had 49 runs in 116 games played. Scott Hairston in the outfield. Will Venable also out there. And Yorvit Torrealba, one of our favorite names, is the catcher. So Chase Headley also coming into his own. He actually struck out quite a bit, hit 264. So the average is not very high, and to be honest, the offense not very good. But as you might expect, the Padres did have some pitching. Clayton Richard, 14-9 for the year in his 200 innings, as well as John Garland. They both pitched fairly well. Matt Latos coming into his own at 22 years old, and Wade LeBlanc, as well as Kevin Correa, also got a number of innings. Heath Bell, the dominant closer for the Padres, post Trevor Hoffman, getting the job done out of the pen with the sparkling ERA. So the Astros may be competitive here. I'm not overly impressed with the Padre roster, to be honest with you. I don't see too many step-out stars, but you got to respect the record. They did win 90 games, so obviously going into the series, they're going to be the favorite. They will open up in Southern California before we head out to the Astrodome for the middle part of the series. Be interesting to see how those games go, but this series is ready to go. Teams 40 years apart. Looking at game one, we got Jack Billingham for the Astros against 22-year-old Matt Latos for the Padres. Series, I think, should be a good one, but I say that all the time, I guess. But let's see what happens and see where the storylines go as the 2010 San Diego Padres are taking on the 1970 Houston Astros. Best of 7, Series 142, brought to you by the Park Baseball 20. Without further ado, let's head out to San Diego for the opening game. Live now at Petco Park. Here we go. We are in the top of the first inning. We got Doug Rader coming up to the plate. He's facing Matt Latos, and we are ready to play ball in this series. There's a fly ball to right field. That ball's going to drop, and just like that, on the board first are the Houston Astros. They go up 1-0 here in the very first inning. We'll move to the bottom of the third, where Adrian Gonzalez is up there with runners on second and third and one out. It's a 2-2 pitch. And Gonzo goes to short. Play will be made at first. In time, coming in the score is Venable, so the game is tied at 1. We move to the fifth, where Jim Wynn is up there with a man on second. Wynn drives one deep to left field. That ball's got some lift on it. To the wall, jumping up to try to grab it. But it's gone. Venable can't make the catch. Jim Wynn hits a 2-run home run, and the Astros back on top now 3-1. They've come to play here in game number 1 of the series. Gonzalez up now with a man on first. 2 outs. And he lines one to right field. That's going to die in there for a hit. Eckstein heads to third. So we got runners on the corners now with only 1 out. Doug Rader, the hitter, against Ryan Webb. And this ball's hit to right field off the inside part of the bat. It is caught. Runner's going to hold. So that will not get the job done. It's a 3-2 ball game. We're in the 7th. Dennis Menke up there with the man on third and first. And here's a ground ball to third. That's going to be played at first, so that'll end this threat in the 7th. We hit the stretch. It's 3-2 Astros. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. David Eckstein up at the plate. Eckstein will go back to the mound. Play will be made there, so that will end the 7th inning. 3-2, the Astros still hold the lead. We're in the 8th inning. Johnny Edwards is the hitter. A 1-0 pitch. Edwards will take it up the middle for a single, so a leadoff hit here for Houston. We move bottom of the 8th, however. It's still a 3-2 game, and Adrian Gonzalez facing Ron Cook to lead off the inning. There's ball 4. They stay away from Gonzalez, and with a runner on first, it's Ryan Ludwig in this tight 1-run game. This one's popped up, however. That's on the foul territory side of first base. It's going to be grabbed there for the first out. So Chase Headley now at the plate. Headley will go into the hole. There's a hit. So Headley comes through. The Padres will put runners on first and second here, and Chris Denorfia has a chance. Fred Gladding is the new pitcher out of the pen, and there's a walk, so the Houston Astros really in some trouble here. The bases are loaded, only one out, and Miguel Tejada at the plate. Infield is in. Here's the pitch. This ball's drilled into the gap all the way to the wall. Tejada comes through. This might clear the bases. 2 runs are going to score. Runner holds up at third, but the big hit by Tejada, ripping it into the gap in left center, scoring 2 runs. It is now 4-3 Padres. They jump on these Astros pen. It makes it 5-3 as we move to the 9th. And Heath Bell has a chance to close out this game 1 for the home side. Joe Morgan's at the plate. Morgan takes ball 4, so Houston's going to try to rally here in the 9th inning. Cesar Cedeno at the plate with the man on. He strikes out, so Bell gets him. Cedeno goes 0 for 5 on the day. Here's Jim Wynn with 1 out. Morgan's on first base. It's a 5-3 ball game. Bell delivers. This ball's hit well on the right field. That ball's going to get down into the corner. Here comes Morgan heading to third. Morgan's going to hold up there, and Houston's got the tying run on the bases. 5-3 our score. There's still only 1 out. Luke Gregerson has come in relief. Here's the pitch now. This ball's hit to first. Unassisted, a play we made by Gonzalez, but a run's going to score. The Padres exchange the out for a run. It is 5-4. The tying runs at third base, and Doug Rader with 2 outs, the last hope for Houston. Let's see if he can come through, but he strikes out. Ball on the inside corner. Rader didn't like the call, but he is out on strikes looking. The Padres win game number 1, a tight ball game. They came from behind to win it 5-4 and take the edge on this series. Jim Wynn 2 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs. Jack Billingham went 5 innings, struck out 7. Joe Morgan 1 for 2, and he walked 3 times in this ball game. The Padres come from behind as Houston had the lead in this game. They were leading it all the way into the 8th inning, 3-2, until the Padres broke it open with a big double by Tejada, and then held on in the 9th as Gregerson gets the save. A big win for San Diego as they take the first step towards a successful series and now get ready to defend their home field once again here in Game 2. Larry Dierker will take the mound for the Astros. Surprising he didn't start in Game 1, but he'll be there for Game 2 against Clayton Richard as the Padres, back at home, try to make it 2 in a row and take advantage of that climactic win they had from behind in Game 1. So let's head out to Petco and continue our series. Game 2 of this best of 7. The Padres leading it 1-0. We move now 3rd inning of Game 2. We got runner on second for Will Venable for the Padres, and Venable's going to hook this one down the line. That's a fair ball. Tejada's going to score. Venable's heading for third. He's going to make it, so an RBI triple by Venable here in the 3rd inning to give the Padres a 1-0 lead. Hooked down that right field line. The job gets done. We'll move to the 4th. Watson's on first base. And the pitch is outside by Richard to Dennis Menke, so we got runners on first and second. Only 1 out for Johnny Edwards. 1-0 ball game. Edwards hits it into the hole. That's a base hit. Let's see if they send the runner. He's going to hold, so Houston will have the bases loaded here with only 1 out. And John Mayberry has a chance to do some damage. He hits it to third, however. Play made at second. Relay to first. Double play for the Padres. They turn 2 from the third base corner all the way around to get the twin killing and end the threat. So the 1-0 game stays until the 5th. We got Joe Morgan up there with the man on. Morgan's going to hook this one to left field. That ball's going to get down all the way to the wall. Runner heading to third. We got second and third now with nobody out. A big rally here by Houston. 2 base hit by Morgan, and Cedeno has a big chance here. Infield's in. He hits it to short, however. Runners holds. Out is made at first. So Tejada with a nice play. No one can score, and Jim Wynn the hitter. Infield comes in now. There's a walk. So Wynn is on first base. We have the bases loaded with Bob Watson at the plate. Watson strikes out in a huge spot. What a strikeout that was on a 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball. And it's up to Doug Rader as the fans get on their feet and make some noise. But this is ball 4, so the game is tied. Houston ties it on a walk here. A 3-2 pitch just inside. And now Dennis Menke has a chance to give his side the lead. It's another full count. This ball's drilled to center field. A base hit, 1 run in. Another man going to score, and the Astros have scored 3 runs in the inning. They go up on the Dennis Menke single. It's 3-1 now. We'll move to the bottom of the 8th. The home team desperately trying to rally. Scott Hairston is at the dish. He hits a grounder to second. That might be tailor-made. It is not a double play. They get only the force. Good hustle there. And Hairston now representing the tying run. He hits it hard into the deep corner of the left field bleachers. It is gone. Home run, Hairston. He ties this ball game at 3. What a clutch shot. Hitting it over the wall, and the Padres have tied it up. Jerry Hairston Jr. with the home run, and it is 3-3 now with 2 outs. Ron Cook, the new pitcher. The Padres come back again. Gonzalez will pop this one up with 2 outs. That should be playable. It is. But the Padres get back in this game. We move to the 9th inning. We're all tied at 3. Jesus Alou facing Heath Bell in the 9th to lead off the inning. And this ball is hit well to right field. That ball will trickle all the way to the wall. So Alou with a big double here in the 9th inning, giving a chance now for the Astros to take the lead again. Let's see if Morgan gets the runner in motion. As you can see, the pickoff play there. Morgan, a very good bunter. He doesn't need the bunt. He takes ball 4. Heath Bell continues to struggle in this series. Ryan Webb has come on to face Cedeno. Nobody out still. This ball's hit into the alley, all the way to the wall in right center. Cedeno coming through with a 2-run double. The Astros take a 5-3 lead. It's the 19-year-old kid who comes through with a big double here in the gap. And more threatening here by the Astros as Rader's going to single the left. That'll get 1 run in. Another man going to score. The floodgates open for the Astros. They put 4 runs on the board here in the 9th inning. It is 7-3. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 9th as George Culver is in the game. This ball is drilled deep into left field at the wall. A solo home run there. Denorfia goes deep to make it 7-4. So with 2 outs, Tejada the hitter. Strike 3. Tejada goes down swinging. 7-4 is our final, and you have a tie series after 2 games as Houston has come back to win here 7-4. They put up 4 runs in that 9th inning. That is the difference. Perker pitched into the 8th inning, got a no decision. Cedeno, the hero of the game, 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and that big hit in the 9th inning to break a tie. Jerry Hairston Jr. did well for the Padres with the home run, but it is the Astros who get the win. Another tight game, exciting ball game. Both games good out in California, but now the excitement moves indoors. We move to the Houston Astrodome for games 3, 4, and 5. Series is tied. We're guaranteed to play all 3 here in the Astrodome. And now the home team sends Don Wilson to the mound to face John Garland of the visiting Padres. This has been a good series so far. Now we cut it to a best of 5. So let's see if game 3 is any different, if we can get another exciting ball game. Can the Astros defend their home field and keep their momentum going? Let's take a live look into the Astrodome for game number 3 of this series. Adrian Gonzalez with 1 out and a man on facing Don Wilson. And Gonzalez will line this one over the second baseman's head into the alley. The ball rattling around in the corner. We're going to have runners 2nd and 3rd after the Gonzalez extra base knock. And Wilson now facing Ryan Ludwig with 1 out. And Ludwig will take strike 3. He's a victim here. He goes down for the first out of the inning. And Chase Headley comes to the plate. Headley will line this one to center field. That one's got some carry all the way to the wall. It's going to drop. Headley is heading to second. A 2-run double by Headley here in the first inning to give the Padres a 2-0 lead. Chase Headley comes through with a big hit. And here's Chris Denorfia. He goes to right field. That'll drop in there. Headley's going to round third. Here comes the throw. Cut off. It is 3-0 Padres. They've come out red hot here in this ball game. 4-0 as we move to the bottom of the second. 2 on with nobody out for Dennis Menke. Menke will ground this short. Double play there. Runner moves to third, but an easy twin killing for the Padres. We'll move to the third. Cesar Cedeno with a man on, 2 outs. Cedeno goes up to right center. Joe Morgan heading to the plate. Morgan's going to score. 4-1 this ball game. The first hit of the night for the Astros. Cedeno comes through with an RBI double. It is now 4-1. Here's Jim Wynn. Wynn goes deep to left field, way back. This ball on a drive is going to leave the park. Home run, Wynn. A 2-run home run, his second one of the postseason. This is a 1-run game. 4-3 now after the 2-run homer by Jim Wynn. Here's Menke, 2 men on. The big inning continues here for the home team. This one's grounded to third. Play will be made at second to end the inning, but it's 4-3 now. A much tighter ball game here in game number 3. The Padres put a run on the board. We're in the bottom of the fourth. It's 5-3 with Mayberry at the plate. Mayberry hits it to the opposite field. That ball's on a line. That ball's going to go out of the park. A rare opposite the field home run here by Mayberry, making it a 5-4 game. Houston hanging around to the 6th inning. Ken Forsch is on the hill. He's facing the pitcher Garland. There's a bunt that's put down. He'll be made at second. Relay to first. They get the force out, and they actually turn 2 there off of a bunt. There's a rare occurrence. David Eckstein now with the runner on third. Eckstein will grind this one past the second baseman. Morgan can't get it. A base hit. The Padres are going to go up 6-4 as Eckstein comes through there. Bottom 6 now. Doug Rader, the hitter. Garland's still in the game, and he gets 1 too close, and that's going to be a base runner here with nobody out. Garland to Menke. There's strike 3, so Garland continues a pretty solid outing here. Johnny Edwards, the hitter. Edwards will go to third. This might be 2. Relay pass to first. Double play for San Diego. They're holding on here 6-4. As the third baseman starts a double play, we're bottom 7 now. Norm Miller, the hitter. Garland's still in the game, but he walks Miller with 1 out. So that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Only 4 hits today let up by Garland. Here's Joe Morgan. Morgan's going to fly this one to the outfield, but making the play is the shortstop. Tejada gets out there. Ryan Webb now pitching for the Padres as Cedeno is at the plate. He'll pop this one up. That should be playable. Again, Tejada goes out, but he can't make the play. The confusion, and the ball will drop. So runners on the corners here for Houston. Jim Wynn at the plate with 2 outs against Ryan Webb. This is a 2-run ball game, so a big spot here for Wynn to try to come through. He gets walked, and the screws get tightened, and the tension gets lifted here as Bob Watson comes to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ryan Webb delivering, trying to hold on to this lead. This one's ripped, however, into left field, into the corner. That's going to do major damage here. 3 runs are going to score. Yes, indeed, the Astros have come from behind to take the lead in this ball game. Bob Watson, a bases-clearing triple. Making a double, I should say, but it does score 3. 7-6 our score. We move to the 8th inning. What a comeback by the home team. The Astrodome is on fire now as we go to the 8th inning, and there's a hit by Tejada to lead off the inning. So the Padres trying to come right back. Nick Hundley, the hitter, he puts down a nice bat. That's going to be played at first, but runner moves to second. A barehanded play by Raider there. Beautiful play off of the butt. Ron Cook facing now for Alba. For Alba goes to first. The ball will get through. So we got runners on the corners with only one out. 1-run game, and Will Venable facing Fred Gladding. We are in the 8th inning. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Gladding with a nice delivery. And it is now David Eckstein with 2 men on. Eckstein will lift this one to right field. Coming on to make the play. The right fielder there. Wynn's got it. Houston holding on here to their 7-6 lead. Bottom of the 8th, trying to build on that momentum. Here's Menke facing Mike Adams. And this ball is lifted over the third baseman for a base hit to lead off the 8th inning. We'll move to the 9th. It's Fred Gladding who's still in the game. Adrian Gonzalez leading off the frame. The Padres have 15 hits but are behind here. And Gonzalez looks at strike 3, looking. A big out there. Here's Ryan Ludwig with 1 out. Gladding continuing to throw well here. This ball's lined to center field. Coming on hard to make the diving play. Yes, indeed. Cedeno makes the catch. A headlong dive, and the fans love it. 2 outs now. It's up to Chase Headley. He's the last man, and Gladding is ready to deliver. This ball's lined past the second baseman. Morgan can't get it. So the tying run on second. 2 outs. Chris DeNorfia at the plate. This ball's hit right to Morgan. He makes the play. Game over. The 1970 Astros win game number 3, and they come from behind to do it. Taking the series in the lead, and Jim Wynn was 1 for 3. He hit a home run for the winning team. David Eckstein 3 for 5 for the losing side, but it was Bob Watson who got that 3-run double in the 7th inning. He was 2 for 3 in the game, and that was the big blow in this ball game. Forsch is going to get the win. Webb gets the loss. Gladding gets the save. He pitched well at the end when it was still a 1-run ball game and the Padres threatening. But they let this one slip. It was the Padres that dropped it, and the Astros gladly will take the win at home, turning the game around after allowing 4 runs in the very first inning. And the Padres wasted a good outing by John Garland, who deserved better in this one, but it did not work out for San Diego. Another exciting game. They've all been wonderful up to this point. And setting up game number 4 as Kevin Correa will face Wade Blasingame. Maybe someone can help me with that correct pronunciation, but I'll go with Blasingame right now. He'll face Kevin Correa. Game number 4 coming up. It's been exciting so far, and the Astros looking to rebound and tie this series. It should be exciting. Let's head out to the capacity sold-out Astrodome for the 4th game. Again, the Astros holding on here to a 2-1 series lead. Game number 4 coming up. So live to game 4, we got a pitching matchup here as we move to the 4th inning, and Jim Wynn is at the plate for the home team with nobody out to lead off the 4th inning. And Wynn is going to take it deep to left field. That ball on a fly, that's got a chance to leave the park. It will. Solo home run, Jim Wynn, who's showing off his power in this series. A long solo home run to put the home team up 1-0 in this game. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th. Joe Morgan up with a man on second. Morgan will line this one into right field. That drops for a hit. Runner on the 3rd. Here comes the throw. A little bit lofted and late. And Morgan gets an RBI single, and the Astros go up 2-0 in this ball game. Hasn't game pitching very well. DeNorfia up here. We're in the 6th inning. 2 outs, 1 on. Grounded past the shortstop. That'll be a hit. So runners on the corners here as San Diego tries to get on the board. Chase Headley, the man at the plate. He takes ball 4, so Blasingame in some big trouble here, but he still can get out of it. There are 2 outs. And Miguel Tejada, the dangerous hitter at the plate. 6th inning, 2-0 score. This ball is drilled to right field, way back to the wall, but caught out there. A wonderful catch by Wynn. Up against the track to make a great catch with the bases loaded. What a game-changing catch by Jim Wynn in right field. Wonderful play just when the home team needed it. The Astros playing great baseball in this ball game. We'll move to the 7th. Rick Hundley's the hitter. He takes ball 4 to lead off the 7th. Alba hits it hard in the gap in left center. That ball's off the wall. Torralba has extra bases. Run around in third. He'll hold up. So with nobody out, the Padres have runners on second and third, threatening to tie this game or better. Jim Ray, the pitcher now, as Will Venable comes to the plate. This is hit to short, however, so that won't get the job done. With the infield in, the runners must hold. 1 out for David Eckstein. Infield still in. George Culver, the pitcher, and this is popped up, so this should be easy. Play is made out there by Morgan. So 2 important outs, and Adrian Gonzalez with first base open is at the plate against Culver. It's a 2-0 ball game. As expected, they walk Gonzalez. Base is loaded for Ryan Ludwig in the biggest at-bat of this game. Ludwig lines it to right field. Can Wynn do it again? He can! Unbelievable Jim Wynn with another outstanding play in right field. Hats off to the right fielder. 2-1 our scores. We move to the 8th inning. The 7th inning stretch playing in the background, and Chris DeNorfia is up there in the 8th. He hits it to center field. This ball will be caught. Cedeno's got it. Chase Headley, the hitter. Ground ball up the middle. There's a base hit with 1 out, so the Padres stay persistent. They're trying to cut this 2-1 lead in their favor. Miguel Tejada, the hitter, with 1 out. Fred Gladding back in the game. We saw a lot of him in game number 3. And he's still red hot. He gets Tejada swinging, who was thinking home run there. 2 outs here for Nick Hundley. And this is line to center field, a base hit. Runner moving to third, so we got first and third. The Padres threatening again. And Barry Hairston would do well not to hit it to right field because Jim Wynn has been outstanding in these situations. 2 great catches so far. This one instead is lined back to the mound, and the pitcher Gladding makes a reflex catch to end the inning and keep the game 2-1. Wow, have the Astros played outstanding defense in this ball game. Brilliant. We move to the 9th. 2-1 our score. Venable at the plate. Padres down a single run. This ball's hit past the first baseman, so a good start here as Venable's on first base. Nilo Masters come in for Houston, facing David Eckstein. Let's see if the runners will be moving. Eckstein goes to third. Play will be made at first. With the runner moving, we got a runner on second with 1 out. That's the tying run on second base. Adrian Gonzalez, the man at the plate. He strikes out. LeMaster with a big strikeout. That's the powerful Gonzalez. And Ryan Ludwig again is the last hope as Tom Griffith has come in to try to end this ball game for Houston. Tying runs on second. This is the first. Nice backhanded play. Mayberry makes it, and Houston will win as he takes it to the back unassisted to win the game 2-1. All I can say, fans, is what a defensive display by the 1970 Astros. Their defense is what is making the difference definitely in game 4. They hold on 2-1, and the Padres hit a lot of baseballs hard, had a lot of threats, but the Houston Gloves came through in a huge way time and time again. Wade Blasingame, he gets the win. He went into the 6th inning, struck out 4. Kevin Correa, he pitched 6 innings for San Diego, gets the loss. And Jim Wynn, 2 for 4, started things off with that home run in the 4th, but his defense was the story of the game. Wynn making 2 outstanding plays in right field with the bases loaded, saving this game and giving this crucial win to Houston. Definitely the AstroTurf has had an impact. Outfielders, especially outfielders that are used to it, more notably the home outfielders and infielders, are getting a jump on those baseballs and making plays because they're used to the turf and their ability to really burn it and make some nice plays. So now, moving further down in the series, we're looking at game number 5, and the Padres really have their backs on the wall against the wall now. Matt Latos will take the mound against Jack Billingham as Houston tries to close it out at home. They have a chance to win all 3 of the home games. They played very well here, and they surely don't want to go out west to San Diego. They're going to want to end it here. So everything on the line in game 5. Let's see if the Astros can close it out behind Billingham, or will the Padres, who've been competitive, turn it around here with Matt Latos. Exciting action. Game number 5 coming up in this best-of-7 series. Back in Houston again. We are in the top of the first inning. Will Venable is at the plate. Billingham, the pitcher, and we're ready to get on their way here in game number 5 of this series. And there's a line shot to center field, all the way back there. That ball's going to get down. So Venable has a leadoff double here in this ball game for the Padres. Runners on the corners now for Adrian Gonzalez. Still nobody out. Gonzalez goes to short. There's a relay to first. That's going to be a double play. No RBI for Gonzalez. The run will come in. It is 1-0. San Diego. We move bottom of the first. Bob Watson now at the plate with 2 on. Watson will strike out for the second out of the inning. Latos got him on a fastball, and it's John Mayberry now who hits this one to first. Unassisted, the play is made there. Gonzalez takes it himself, so 1-0 our score remains. We're in the bottom of the second now with runners on second, third for Billingham with 1 out. This ball's hit to second. Runners hold. The play is made at first. Infield in holds the runners. And Joe Morgan now at the plate in this 1-0 game. Morgan pops it up. That should be playable. It is. Third baseman makes the play, so we move on in this ball game to the third. Adrian Gonzalez, our hitter, with nobody out. Gonzalez goes deep into the night here in the Astrodome at the fence. Goodbye, Adrian Gonzalez, a home run. It is now 2-0 Padres. They've come out strong here in this ball game. Bottom of the fourth, 2 outs for Billingham. Man on. And this ball's drilled down the line. That's fair. Into the corner. Runner heading for third. He's going to try to score. Here comes the throw of the plate. It's going to be late. Mayberry scores, and the Astros have cut the lead to 2-1. We're into the top of the lineup again. Joe Morgan, the hitter, here in the fourth inning. Tying runs at second. Ground ball back up the middle. That's through the hole. So Morgan comes through with 2 outs, but the runner holds. So we got runners on the corners for Cesar Cedeno. And Cedeno goes to third. They made throw to first. Not in time. Cedeno beats the throw, and we got a tie game. Cedeno with an infield single, a big hit there. 2-2 is our score, and Jim Wynn, the hitter. Close play there at first base. This one's lifted into center field. It is going to drop. Another run's going to score. Houston goes ahead here with a 3-run fourth inning. Win with a go-ahead RBI single. And the Astros still aren't done. Here's Bob Watson. This is drilled to left field. Another hit. Another run going to score. 4-2 now. It's a hit parade for the Astros. They've had 11 hits here, and we're still not even through the fifth inning. 4-2 is our score. Gonzalez up now in the fifth with a man on. Gonzalez will lift this one to center. A hard hit ball. That's a base hit. So first and second for the Padres. Nobody out here in the fifth. Ryan Ludwig, the hitter. Ludwig goes up the middle. That's a base hit. Runner around in third. He's going to score. Ball cut off. So Ludwig with an RBI single. It is a 4-3 game. The Padres get right back on the board. Still nobody out for Chase Headley. Headley looks at strike 3. He didn't get the bat off his shoulder there. Billingham now facing Denorfia. Denorfia goes to center field. That ball is lifting, but it should be playable and caught out there by Cedeno, second out of the inning. Still the one-run lead for the Astros, and Miguel Tejada has a chance. Tejada hits a ground ball to short. No play there to be made. It's an infield single, so we got the bases loaded. A big spot here for Nick Hundley. Billingham with the 2-1 pitch. This is hit back to the mound. Billingham makes the nice play, and the Astros hold on here to their 4-3 lead. We move to the bottom of the fifth, one out for John Mayberry with a man on second. Luke Gregerson is the pitcher. This ball's hit to short. Play made there. Ball gets away. A bad throw by Tejada. And another run to the Astros. It is 5-3. The throwing error there, and just like that, an insurance run here. We'll move to the seventh. Chase Headley facing Tom Griffin. This ball's hit past the first baseman down the hole there in right. Runner moving to third, so runners on the corners here for the Padres. Denorfia now with a chance with a one out. 2-2 pitch from Griffin. This ball's hit to third. Play will be made there at first. Runner holds at third. So with 2 outs, a big spot for Tejada. This ball's hit to center field, but right at Cedeno. Hard luck there for Tejada. He hit it hard with men on, but great placement by the outfield, and Cedeno catches it as we hit the 7th inning stretch here at the Astrodome. And we move all the way to the 9th. The 5-3 game has remained. George Culver comes in with 2 outs to face Ryan Ludwig. This could be the end of the series. Culver delivers. There's strike 3. Game over. Celebrations here as the 1970 Houston Astros have won this series in convincing style. They win it in 5 games, sweeping away the Padres in Houston, winning all 3 of their games at the Astrodome. Cesar Cedeno 3 for 5 with an RBI. Jack Billingham the winner. Adrian Gonzalez with a home run in the loss. Latos takes the loss as well. Culver the save. And Cedeno, the player of this game at least, with his 3 for 5 game. 5-3 our final. It was that 4-run 4th inning by the home team that broke things down. They've been prone to the big inning, and they were just gangbusters here in Houston for all 3 of the games after they split in San Diego. And we have a quicker series than we anticipated, especially by the underdogs. The Astros taking it in 5. Looking at the numbers, you can see here Bob Watson, a very good series. He hit 381. And also Jim Wynn, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, 353, 5 on base, and an outstanding glove. And rightfully so, Wynn is the deserved MVP. He played outstanding baseball, both at the plate and with the glove in this series. Cedeno, a great series at 348. He played well. Also some good center field work. And there, Doug Rader even had 4 RBIs despite his 2 hits. On the mound for the Astros, Tom Griffith had a good series from the spot of the bullpen. You see here a lot of the bullpen arms doing quite well. George Culver, another one who was used out of the pen. Larry Dierker, Jack Billingham, not bad, not great, but just good enough to win, especially in the middle portion here. You can see Forsch with the win, Blasingame, and Billingham for the 3 games in Houston. For the Padres, not the same results, of course. Tejada did have a good series. Not a lot of runs scored, not a lot of homers hit. They only hit 3 in the series. Looking at their arms, some issues there. Heath Bell especially struggled in his only appearance. John Garland had a rough go at it, as did Matt Latos with an ERA at 7. Clayton Richards struggled. So a lot of the arms for the Padres did not come through. The Astrodome was not a friendly place for them, and they were very prone to letting up the big innings and the late comebacks by the Astros. So the Padres go down. This series is history. Jim Wynn, the MVP, you can see here, he had 6 hits and 17 at-bats, 6 runs scored, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, walked 5 times, and we mentioned his glove work was outstanding. So that is a wrap. A wonderful series here for you. Hope you enjoyed it. The dominant team in this series, at least, was the 1970 Houston Astros, who won the series 4-1, taking out the 2010 Padres for the best-of-7 series. That will do it. This was series number 142. Hope you're enjoying all of our presentations here on Out of the Park Baseball 20. For this one, it's a wrap. Glad you can join us. We'll see you again shortly. Again, the 1970 Astros taking care of business and defeating the 2010 San Diego Padres in 5 games.